It's the last night on air for 2023. Well, the official. You never know what happens on Saturday night. I may decide I just want to go live, or Sunday afternoon on the 31st, just want to go live and have a cigar, talk to everybody. But first, the last official show of 2023. And here we are on a Friday evening, the 29th of December. And sitting to my left is Matt. Matt is back for 2 nights in a row. Matt, it must be the holiday season to have you back 2 nights in a row.
It's a festive time of year.
It is a festive time of year. Oh, damn.
Kwanzaa coming up.
Well, Kwanzaa was already...
Oh, happy belated Kwanzaa.
Happy belated Kwanzaa. We know is very important. Wait a second. Hold on. Those I forgot to put on those lava lamps next to you. It's going to look bad, but whatever. Hold on. Gotcha. I got you, bro.
Thank you.
You bet it all. You can bet it all on me. Anyway, so welcome to the show. Here's what's going to be going on tonight. Matt's over here. I think Anthony's going to stop by around 7:15 to hang out.
Oh shit, I locked the door.
He's not here?
I don't think so. Should I go unlock the door?
Well, he should have a key. I don't know. I thought he was in the studio. You didn't see him in there when you walked by his room?
The door's closed. Maybe he's recording something.
He's probably recording. Did you see his backpack outside?
No, I don't think so.
You have to pay attention to those little signs of life.
Yeah, you're right. I could have been killed.
I know. So he said he might be stopping by. He said he's working on something. Yeah. So he's probably in there. Anyway, I got a lot of fun stuff to do with everybody tonight. I've got a collection of headlines from all throughout the months. I'm sure we're going to miss things in between, but we can see what's been going on since January of 23. We're going to be collecting and recording the audience's predictions for 2024. I already have quite a few stockpiled over here, and they are good. They are good. Remember, ladies and gents, I am not really interested in taking 500 calls about which way you think the election is going to go. I'm talking about predictions of everything, or anything around the world that you think nobody is paying attention to, but you have been saying, "Oh, this is coming. I see this happening." It could be completely supernatural. Doesn't matter. It could be a completely supernatural event. It could be an economic event. It could be a geological event. Whatever it is, a socio-political shift. Whatever the hell. I want to know exactly, but the more precise you are, the better, because then we're able to actually give proper credit where credit is due. So get ridiculously precise. You know, it's like we're playing roulette over here. But if you know exactly what's going to happen, if you've seen the future, then it's not roulette. And if you've seen the future, then there's no reason why you should ever be vague about things. So, yes. Let's do it. My throat feels a lot better. Still a little scratchy, but all the head fog and everything else is gone. And tomorrow I have a feeling I should be a lot better. That's all. I had myself a giant steak today that revived me. Matt, you know how that happens?
You just get revived by eating meat?
Yes. Giant lump of steak fat, and all of a sudden your wits come back to you. That's what I find. So let's get down to a few things here. Number one, we start off the new year with BCP. That's coming up later on. Also tonight, aside from your predictions and the headline reviews, we also did get the yearly report that has been compiled from all emergency rooms across the country of things that have been stuck inside of people's many orifices. Okay? So that's going to be for the second half, along with many more of your calls and everything else. We've got great guests coming out for January, already booking into February. So that'll be good. Also in January, our book club kicks off again. That's Lucifer's Hammer. And the fact that we had the God of Chaos asteroid that's being monitored right now, it's going to make Lucifer's Hammer that much more cozy. So jump in. And how do you jump into book club? Well, just become a monthly sponsor. It doesn't matter where. It could be on Foxhole, on Patreon, through quitefrankly.tv, the Squarespace on the Sponsor Us tab, or Subscribe Star. And the reason why I'm accentuating Subscribe Star for the last couple of days and will continue into the new year is because Subscribe Star is where I'm really going to push now to get our funding goal up. We're at, as of a couple days ago, we were at 28%. We're at about 30.5% now. And you know, that's just really it. All we need to really be able to fund and to maintain the staff that we're taking on currently, bringing in right now currently, and expanding the operations currently, as is my goals for 2024, is really just 55% more. To get to about 85% funded on Subscribe Star is big. And then, at that point, we're not going to stop pushing, but at that point, I could reopen the 7 o'clock show in its full 2-hour form on all platforms every night. I'll always be pushing QuiteFrankly.tv, powered by Foxhole primarily, because that is our home, and I think it's the coziest, safest place to find us without any kind of political interference, because we know that the future is always uncertain in that respect. But all we need about is 1% of the audience members who are not already subscribers, and there's only about 1% of you who are, to join in for about $5 a month, and we're there. So, that's what we're doing in the new year. We're focusing on independence and expanding and exploding. Let's do it. All right, let's go into our grab bag. Oh, before we do that, Matt, you want to know something? Last night, I got a call this morning from Jay Gulinello, and he told me that last night when we were on air doing our bits on George Washington, which was so well received. The reviews are insane. People had an amazing time, and you have been heralded as I can't even tell you the rave reviews you've gotten for how lifelike this was and how much dignity you put into the performance of George Washington.
Thank you.
But last night, Jay's mother was in the hospital visiting Jay's grandmother. She's 97 years old. She's in the hospital. She's getting good care over there in Boston, and they were watching Jay on with us.
Yeah.
For the whole George Washington. You know, I guess this was like a little bit of a family thing, and it really Jay got in touch with me to say, because his grandmother has some health difficulties right now, but she perked up, and she was talking last night more than she had in I don't know how long. He said it's been a while, but the fact that she was so engaged in seeing Jay on the screen, and of course Jay is just floating above your body the whole time. It's just I thought that was just wonderful, and those are the little things that I hang my hat on. Nice. That last night at least one family unit was watching the show from Boston Hospital, or a hospital in Boston. So there you go. You brought joy to one family's evening. As we talked about the lament of George Washington. All right. Let's see, what do we have? First thing up over here in the grab bag. What do you know about this, Matt? This is hold on. This is an incredible story. A woman sues a dentist after 4 root canals, 8 dental crowns, and 20 fillings in a single visit.
Damn.
Dude, I know people who go, it's like one filling a visit.
I don't have any fillings.
Me neither, thank God. Very good teeth. And I brush at least 2 times a day. But how many times a day do you brush?
I brush in the morning and I brush at night. If I eat like garlic or something for lunch, and maybe I'll brush during the midday, depends on what I eat. But I also use a really good mouthwash that's unbelievable. Scientifically proven to work.
What kind of mouthwash?
Smart Mouth.
It's called Smart Mouth?
Yeah.
Is it antibacterial?
I think so. Savage used to promote it.
Really?
Yeah. I tried it and it's unbelievable.
Aurora is starting to use toothpaste now. It's a training toothpaste, little all natural thing that Lauren found for her, and she doesn't know how to spit. So I'm trying to get like now. Listen, you don't swallow this, and I said if you do, it's okay, because it's training. It's like the flavor is like vanilla frosting or something. So it's just a little pea-sized thing, and you brush around. But it's just funny because she's brushing. She's swirling around, brushing around, and she clearly swallows it all, and then she goes to spit. And then she does not getting it yet, which is, I think it's great that all those training toothpastes have been made, because it is a very new thing to comprehend. But she got everything else done. Anyway, 4 root canals. 4 root canals in one sitting alone, but 4 root canals, dental crowns, and then 20 fillings. What do you do first?
Well, the first thing I thought of is, how much is a dental crown? Each crown, isn't that like 10 G's a crown or something like that?
Listen, man, if there is, you know that just you go to a bad mechanic or anything like that, they're always finding things, they're always replacing things that maybe don't need to go, but they want to upcharge and all that stuff. We know it happens in the medical and healthcare and industry and all that. I think that dentists are probably most guilty of doing this. And I say this not because I spend a lot of time in dentist's office myself, but I have family and friends who are always in and out of the dentist getting something else done. And I swear to you, so they sell dental work. I mean, they're incredible salesmen. Incredible salesmen. Who the hell even agrees to do it? Woman sues dentist after. What are you suing?
Well, also, fillings. How many teeth do you have that can get fillings? Isn't that only in the back with the wisdom teeth or molars or whatever?
Yeah, you can only fill the.
So how many of those are there? Are there 20 of those?
I don't know. No, it's not that there's 20 teeth. Individual teeth with one hole apiece. It could be multiple holes in a tooth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just on the top, straight down.
No, individual teeth can become pretty cavernous. It's shitty, and that's another thing. I know people who brush their teeth like mad, and they still get cavities. I don't know what their diet is like or anything like that, but some people's teeth are just, I don't know, soft and porous for some reason.
Actually, you know what? That happened to me.
What?
My tooth back here. Now I have dental now, but I had a tooth back here, and I guess it needed a filling, and it started going hollow and like breaking apart. It took years.
Is that the tooth that Trump cured?
Yes, I was just gonna say. Right after I touched the motorcade, we went right back to that park there, and it came right out, no pain, and it hasn't bothered me since. It's just like, but it's all the way back there, so no one can see it. I don't give a shit. I have dental now. Maybe I'll do something about it.
That's magic. Well, you don't have to. I mean, if it's already out, it's done.
Maybe I'll get like a fake tooth or something. I don't know.
You don't need that.
I'll get a magic tooth like, in Dune.
If you lose many more, then
Nah, everything's been all right since.
Here's another little something for you. A little for the whatchamacall going forward. You heard about Trump now getting barred from Maine?
Yeah, it worked really good in Colorado.
Dude, I was listening to just a little bit of this Secretary of State from Maine. She's
the one who's friends with.
It's an up-talking woman that everything she says is a question. Dude. It's just incredible. If you have, I've said this before, if you have a Secretary of State or any public official that is an up-talking woman, you are in trouble. They are no doubt going out there and working. Their policy is set by whatever the hell she's talking about in their book club at the moment. Yeah. That's it.
And Kayleigh McEnany, her press conferences where she would just tear them to shreds.
Yeah, well, anyway, there's Maine for you. And here's another thing I would like to say. Going into the new year, if you want to give a reasonable New Year's resolution to anybody in media, please, everybody stop referring to Democrats like this woman in Maine. Please stop referring to them as the Democratic Secretary of State in Maine. Stop that. Democratic is an adjective that does not describe a Democrat. It has nothing to do with a Democrat. They are not Democratic people. It's not a Democratic Party. Stop. It is the Democrat Secretary of State in Maine has so-and-so. Blah, blah, blah. That's what you do. Stop with the Democratic. Stop using the Stop using it's just, please, I can't stand it anymore. But there you go. If you don't think that that's going to continue into the new year, ferocious scale, it's going to. That, of course, the illegal immigration. You heard about the number from this past month, Matt?
Is it a new record?
Yeah. They said it was a new record in 2023, December. In just December, 275,000 people crossed the border.
We should pay for all their shit, too.
Well, here's the thing. I think it is also incumbent upon us all to really just start looking at the southern border in a different way. I mean, it's not. It's just that I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago. I said it's not about it's getting really bad down there. It's been bad for generations. The point is that the southern border, as in a traditional sense, is gone. What it has been is transformed. It has been transformed. This right here is an operation, so we all know, and the people who are bound by duty, by constitutional duty to defend the border, are actually complicit in making this get worse. Okay, it's a new type of warfare. It's fifth generation. It is everything at once. It's a psychological. It is kinetic in some parts of the world. It's economic. It is, of course, now with this, it's immigration-based. It's not immigration. It's migration-based warfare. So it's just that the southern border is not a disaster. It is working exactly as it's been designed to work at this point. It has been transformed. It is a portal. You know, Ross Perot used to talk about that sucking sound in that sucking sound in the southern border, dragging jobs out to other countries. It's been reversed. Now it's drawing people in, and it's all for a very specific reason. That, of course, we will keep in mind as we go on. All right, let's get this one started. We have plenty to do, plenty to review, and it's going to be very, very fun. So I hope you're along for the ride. I tweeted out all the live links to pilled.net and also, quite frankly, .tv. Those are the places where you can find the full 2-hour uninterrupted live stream. Of course, after the fact, it'll be uploaded everywhere from Twitter to BitChute to Rumble and beyond. And I hope that you're here with us. Share the show wherever you're at, and we'll be right back.
I'm a little weenie looking for a bun, just a teeny weeny itty bitty one. If I keep on cooking, I'll be overdone. Pickle and onion, hot dog. Get out of here! What was that?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back.
Does anybody else want to stay?
Let's ride!
You know, I think I might watch House of Cards again in 2024. I don't know where Lauren and I is going to find the time. But that'd be something else. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It's a nice night that we are set up here. The last official show of 2023. And joining me over here is Matt, as you saw before. And then on the other side of the room is Anthony. What's going on, Ant?
Hey.
Hold on. Oh, wrong. There you go. Hi, Ant.
Hey.
Hey,
What's going on?
how you feeling?
What's that?
No, everything's all right. Everything's fine. I have to get you set up in the quad cam because I thought you were going to sit on the couch. But here's what I have
I
for
could sit on the couch.
Are you more comfortable there?
Yeah, I'll sit on the couch.
All right. Okay, I'll put you over there.
I like sitting on the couch.
All right, let's put on the couch cam. Let's watch Anthony sit down. He's making his way over. And he's not there because this thing is frozen. He's not there.
He's a vampire.
Oh boy. Well, the couch cam, he's not there. Well, Anthony, you have to go back to the other place.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, because look, you can see that you're a vampire. You're not. All right. Anthony's actually sitting down, and you don't see it. For some reason, that camera is frozen. And you know why it's frozen? I don't know.
Because it's cold.
Yeah, I know, because everything needs to be upgraded in here, and we are going to. I just ordered another $750 worth of equipment in the broadcast studio. A lot of this is going to be changed. This whole corner is going to be reimagined soon because the technology is getting condensed. I can't wait. That's going to be a full day of work over here with Mike, and that'll probably be sometime in early January. But welcome to the show. Welcome. And Anthony's back in the seat.
Yeah.
And before we get started, how was your 2023?
It was good. I mean, I can't complain about the actual year. What happened in the year? Where kind of just how certain things have evolved musically, kind of, or I've learned some things. I'll put it that way.
Well, you did a lot of really cool experimental stuff that breathed,
took off.
Yeah,
it took off.
Breathed a lot of new life into a lot of things, and started a whole other batch of projects for you. You had the Seattle trip.
That's right. Musician Mansion. There was that. Yeah. There was a bunch of stuff. Of course, the racing through the year.
I only do one race a year. Matt, you ever gonna do one of those?
Nah. I don't know if I'd be able to finish it.
It's not that bad.
No, I would have to be in it to win.
There are some that are bad, but like the ones that I do, they're.
I don't know. In the winter, it's kind of brutal. Like I know he went when it was kind of cold out.
Yeah.
They don't do any in the winter.
Well, you went when it was.
I think the coldest.
Cold out.
Well, the coldest is City Field and Fenway.
Yeah, Fenway was a little chilly. City Field was far colder.
You might get a race like if you go to one of the October races in Jersey. There have been times where they've done them in blizzard conditions.
Yeah.
You just got to get on with it. You just got to get on with it. Got to do it. Yeah. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to go into a little bit of the headline review of what 2023 has been for the world in general.
Real quick, though, since this year was better than Ant's 2020, you don't have that video?
Oh, I have it. Oh,
yeah, it was definitely this time in 2020, I was dying.
Yeah. I was
completely dying.
We're going to do this. I remember Anthony had COVID for New Year's Eve.
What's today's date? The 29th?
Today's the 29th.
Yeah, so I was on day 2. of a terrible journey.
So in 2020, I remember we were all on the back porch for New Year's Eve. It was around 12 midnight, and Anthony, we were on the first floor porch, and Anthony comes down to the second floor porch, and he's looking down on us. He's looking down on us from the top porch, and you can see, you can't really make out his face, but you can see his hair is in a tangled halo, and he's just looking down at us going, Happy New Year. Because it was the first time he had left the house in like 2 days. Anyway, no, I have that too.
I remember. It was I'll never forget the first night. The first night I got the symptoms hit me all at once. I went for a COVID test for the first time ever, and I was on a long car line at the CVS. Went there, they did it. She called me up and was like, "Your result is negative." I'm like, "Okay." I leave and I'm shaking like a leaf. I leave the studio shaking like a leaf. It was like 50 degrees out. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
Okay, you know, a lot of people sent in their predictions that we're going to be calling. God help me with this. It's starting to loosen up, this cough, but it's really pissing me off. I apologize to everybody. You know, I have a very high standard of doing things on air, and I don't want to burden you with things, but it's you know, the show must go on. But a lot of people have already submitted their 2024 predictions, and this is from 2020. But it's still just as relevant today. Here's Anthony's New Year wish from December of 2020. So it's this time 3 years ago. This is, like I said,
World War III.
It's very, very relevant. It's very, hold on. It's very relevant to today. Wait, I got to get this paused. Here we go. Here's Anthony's New Year's wish to everybody and a prediction.
Hey everyone, Anthony Vincent here. I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody.
By the way, you see that halo of hair and how you can't really make out his face? That's kind of what he looked like at the second floor porch looking down on us when he crept out of the house at midnight.
Hey everyone, Anthony Vincent here. I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you have a great night. Enjoy your time with your family. Stay safe. Don't spread germs.
Don't spread germs. How are you going to do that?
I'm sick. I'm nursing myself to health. I'm better. I feel a little bit better, but still, I've become quite unfortunate in this year of plague.
I've become quite unfortunate.
I've become quite unfortunate in this year of plague. And I just want to say that if Nostradamus...
he goes right to Nostradamus. Oh my God. Goes right to Nostradamus.
Year of plague. And I just want to say that if Nostradamus and his predictions are anything close to accurate for 2021, we're going to be seeing a lot more shit. I'm talking tidal waves. I'm talking World War III, zombie apocalypse, you name it.
You name it.
Strap in. It's about to get a hell of a lot worse. Happy New Year, everybody. Love
you.
It's about to get the hell of a lot worse.
Strap in, everybody.
Strap in. Well, he says it's about to get a hell of a lot worse, and then he ends with "love you." That's my favorite part of the whole thing right there. Let's get to that last part again.
I'm talking World War III, zombie apocalypse, you name it. Strap in. It's about to get a hell of a lot worse. Happy New Year, everybody. Love you.
Love you.
It never gets any less relevant. Did you hear? Oh, wait, did you hear this though? Man, I know that you listen to Curtis Lewa.
I have in a while, not since I started a new job.
Well, anyway, Curtis Lewa, he was out in the streets. I don't know where he was. But he was on a main Manhattan street somewhere, and he's rolled this into a 2024 prediction. He's pretty much saying that this is unheard of. Like, there's nobody on the street, and he said that
Christmas?
This is. No, I don't know what it is, but take a look at this. He rolled this into a prediction of his own. It's kind of gloomy, if you ask me. But take a listen.
This is something you'll never see in the middle of a day. 3rd Avenue in New York City. This is the future when everybody leaves and heads to Florida. They're on their way to Texas, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Look, somebody back there. Because they've all fled the city, and it'll be a city only of criminals, homeless, emotionally disturbed, and migrants. I am Nostradamus. I see what's coming in 2024. Vast sea of emptiness.
I gotta get Curtis Lewa on the show. I gotta get him.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, if that's 3rd Ave, if that's their in the middle of the day, is it Christmas?
Yeah, it could be Christmas.
But even if it is Christmas, it doesn't matter. It's
New
Manhattan.
York City.
It's Manhattan.
Actually, it would be busy on Christmas in New York City because people.
I just wish I had a little bit of context as to why it was so dead. That looks like that scene out of Devil's Advocate. You know, when Keanu Reeves comes out at the end where the final confrontation's about to begin, and he's the only one in the city. It's the most haunting part of the whole movie.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I wonder. I've been seeing a lot of. I don't know why I've been getting suggested a lot of stuff. Of whenever I open up the TikTok app, I'll get a lot of power grid predictions, like power going out and shit, cyber attacks and stuff like that.
Oh, they've been prepping that for a long time now, and this is what the whole thing here. Now, I know that. I mean, I would love to get some positive predictions tonight, and I'm not talking about hopefully things that you have assessed the playing field and you have some reason to believe that something really positive is going to happen. Not that you've just been praying for it. Obviously, we all have to be confident and we all have to just take control of our personal lives, and from that standpoint, you can go into 2024 determined to having a good year, and you have a lot of control in making it a good year. But as far as assessing what's going on around us, the 30,000-foot view of things, I think it's hard for people to be positive with the way that things are trending right now. But there is a big, like what you're saying right there, Anthony, where everybody's getting a lot of predictions. Everybody's getting a lot of massaging as to what's going to come our way and what's really knocking at our door, especially when it comes to cyber. They have been pumping cyber attacks now for a couple of years, and it's not a stretch to say that they want us to see nothing but darkness ahead, which is why when we get darkness, we're not surprised. So there is a very, very significant part of all this where they need us to invest in the bad times coming being a certainty. And then there is also just realistic assessments of how bad things actually are. But they want us to grease our own skids over here. They really do. So we should definitely keep that in mind. All right, there's a couple of funny things I want to do. Again, Anthony, there's another one that happened here. Now, the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, a football team, they just suspended 2 players not too long ago. They suspended 2 players for what they called conduct that was detrimental to the team. Anyway, one of the players that was suspended is Tony Brown, and I had somebody from the audience. Somebody from the audience send it in to me and ask if it was you in blackface. Take a look at this.
Oh my God!
There's Tony Brown. It's actually really Anthony who snuck in and tried to do something.
It's the black version of me.
So Anthony has just had a very busy year,
and his name's Tony too.
Yeah. And we have Tony Black on the show. There's Tony Brown there.
Yeah, wow.
Here is another screenshot. I think Anthony sent this to me, but I would love to just throw it out there because I think it's a perfect encapsulation of the internet. Ant, you remember this?
I know what you're gonna.
You remember this screenshot? You know this right there, Ant?
Oh no! I thought you were gonna do that. No, forget it. I thought you were gonna do another thing.
Which?
Yeah, no. I'll tell you later. But this I sent. Yeah, that's funny.
So here it is.
Because I was watching the breakdown. of Rick Beato is a music YouTuber. That guy right there, and he does a series called "What Makes This Song Great." And I was watching a breakdown of "Black" by Pearl Jam. And he went, and I go to the comments, and I see that comment, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, I'm like reading what this guy's saying, and then I go to, what are the replies on it? And then,
and I know I've seen this guy before. He conducts interviews, right? I've seen him conduct.
He did an interview just recently with one of the big producers of a lot of the '90s rock bands, the guy who produced Soundgarden, Red Hot Chili Peppers. You name it. It was fantastic. It's all on I forget the guy's name, but it's on his YouTube channel. He does a ton of. He's interviewed. Now he's getting bigger ones like Kirk Hammett. He did Yngwie Malmsteen.
I forgot what I was watching not too long ago. But I've seen him do some of those interviews, so I'm familiar with his face, but I didn't know too much about him. Anyway, here is Anthony just set it up. This is what the video he was watching was about. Here is one of the comments, Matt. This guy Doug says this. I'll never forget the first time I heard this. I was crippled with depression. The wife had just left, and I knew it was my fault. A new, crappy, demeaning job I had. I was in a big, dark pool hall where I could be invisible, and this played loud and on the PA, and it gelled fully with what I was feeling and experiencing, talking about Pearl Jam. And my bones absorbed the song. I didn't know the words. The music conveyed the meaning. I couldn't listen to it after that for like 28 years. 28 years. 3 months ago, I cranked it. I felt it. I survived it. Catharsis. So he's talking about this. The top comment, first one there. Wow, how gay. It's just the internet. That is just the internet. Somebody pouring their heart out. And somebody else just going, wow, that's gay. That is just perfect internet. I loved it. I've read this once a day since Anthony sent it, and I feel for Doug, but it's also he set us up. He set us up. So
oh man.
Oh my gosh. All right, so there's that. Everybody in the chat room liked that one. Good. I'm happy that you did. All right. So we got that out of the way. Now let's get to some headlines, shall we? It's 7:30. Let's get to some headlines. Let's go to January of 2023. And let's just think about this. And everybody out there, you can call in with predictions, or you can call in with the things that my little roundup over here had missed, because obviously I'm going to miss things, especially when it comes to internet trends, anything that went viral on the internet that became meaningful to us, little side quest stories that we really invested ourselves in, conspiracy theories that popped up along the way. I want to know all that. Get in on the phone lines with us. It's 914-200-0269, and then we'll do predictions mostly in the second half. Here we go. January 2nd, 2023. That was when we had the Damar Hamlin thing. When he was pretty much killed on the he had blacked out twice after taking that hit on the field against the Cincinnati Bengals, and of course that all they're going to talk about here is how it was a very big Monday Night Football catastrophe, and I was on the air for that, and it was happening, and then of course afterwards it started a couple of weeks of speculation, and of course you can't tell me that Damar Hamlin was making all those appearances that they said he was. There was definitely at least some doubling going on there. It was weird. Anyway, that's January 2nd of 2023. January 7th, we had Kevin McCarthy. We had that those couple of days of him making history, of having to go through so many votes just to become House Speaker. Of course, later in the year, he would be kicked out as Speaker, which was fantastic. Anyway, just big clown show. But on February 3rd, we have East Palestine, Ohio. That is a train derailment. That was a big event. And still, when you hold it up against everything else that gained a lot of attention from the media and the government, this was a very short-lived headline that was pretty detrimental to a lot of people out there, and God knows what the health effects are going to be in the years to come. Not only in that town, but in the smoke trail. I don't even think that this is going to be in these headlines here, but never forget that around May and June is when all those the sky turned pink for like a week with all the wildfires and shit like that in Canada.
I remember that. That was crazy.
I know, there was a lot. There was a lot there.
Yep.
Now, on February 3rd was the train derailment in Ohio. Where's Anthony? Why isn't he on the screen? Hold on a second. There he is. February 3rd was a train derailment in Ohio. On February 4th was the U.S., quote-unquote, shooting down a Chinese spy balloon.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Now, you remember, that's when the balloon stuff started. That was all this year. Made its way across the United States from west to east, and then finally was shot down over the Atlantic Ocean as it crossed over Myrtle Beach. And everybody jumped up and down like it was some kind of a military, the first military victory we've had in years. Some balloon, and then it actually triggered a couple of weeks worth of UFO/balloon sightings all over the place. Crazy. Where the government was coming out and they were making ambiguous statements about whether or not it was metallic and disc shaped, and they were actually getting that was around the time that they started readopting the UFO nomenclature over UAP. They wanted people to talk about something a little bit more familiar and not one of their deflection terms. It was crazy. Alex Murdaugh sentenced to life in prison. I don't remember that.
Oh, that's the Murdaugh, the guy
murdered his family.
Yeah, he's the whole Netflix thing's about.
Oh, he was
the whole Netflix series.
The millionaire or something. He was the senator or governor or some shit. He was a politician.
Anthony, did you watch that? Because you watch things like that.
Marley watched it. I was kind of like paying attention in and out.
Have you and Marley watched the Twin Flames thing yet?
I did.
I have not watched. We have not watched part 3 yet.
Oh man,
we haven't watched part 3 yet.
They're still going.
I know. They're uploading. They upload to their YouTube.
They're still going.
They're on Twitter.
I can't believe it. Like I thought this was one of those things where this was like, oh, this thing that happened, but they're still going. I thought it'd be funny. How funny would it be if like my next video, I'm like, oh, but I want to thank my sponsor, Twin Flames Universe.
I know. That would be worse than having Adolf Hitler's name scroll through your Patreon.
Right.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, on Netflix not too long ago, they released a very short miniseries. It's a 3-part docuseries about a cult called Twin Flames. It has a little bit of multi-level marketing vibes mixed into it, but it's all about finding people their one and only soulmate, and it gets so extreme. It's crazy, but it's not like they're talking about something that happened, like Anthony said, years ago. This stuff is still going on. Like, you can go to the Twin Flames YouTube. You can see that they're still posting regularly. You got to check it out. It's fascinating on a psychological edge, and I actually had a lot of notes taken on that because I wanted to talk about it on air, but I haven't watched part 3 yet, so I have to do that soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like once you do that, you'll get into everything, but it's just crazy. I don't understand how any of them could fall for it.
Well, I guess one of the common themes for all the people who were involved is that they were just desperate, and they felt like time was running out, or they're coming out of a bad relationship. They want to wipe that away, and suddenly they, like all cults, people who are searching for something to fill a very, very haunting void in their life, they suddenly come upon something that offers them comfort, and they just invest everything they got in it. They trade one addiction for another, or who knows. It's that's why I say, from a psychological standpoint, it's nuts.
Right.
March 12th, that's when we had the regional banks, the Silicon Valley Bank, that failed. Taylor Swift, who cares? Donald Trump becomes the first former president indicted for a crime on March 30th. This is when that whole thing started, and it all culminated with them finally getting the mugshot that they have been wanting for 8 years, that they finally were able to manufacture, and it is a bipartisan gaggle of demons. They are very, very good at manufacturing anything that they want to turn into a reality and legitimize. Very good at it. Hollywood writers go on strike. I don't know if they're still on strike, to be honest. Couldn't give two shits.
Because the actors are on strike too. Like I don't know.
It's still going?
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it.
May 5th, COVID-19 declared no longer a global health emergency. After 3 years, it was finally not a global health emergency. That was very good to hear. Let's see here. We had Title 42, federal government trying to handle migration. Lionel Messi, who don't care about that. June 8th, Trump indicted again, this time in federal court. June 18th, the Titan submersible goes missing, implodes by the Titanic. That was June.
Yep.
Why does it feel like that was like a fall thing?
No, I remember I was I had an ENT appointment in June, and that's how I remember it being late June. Because as I was waiting, I was reading all the headlines.
You know, that's another thing there too. That you look at that headline, the Titan submersible, and you say, "Wow, I remember that happening." But it's also good to remember that this was another act of subversion by the media and officials who knew very, very early on that thing had exploded. And yet they dragged this out. It was like a 48-hour count. I don't know how long it was. 48-hour countdown to how much time was left inside the submersible's air. They're already dead. They're already dead, but still they dragged it out for dramatic effect and for whatever.
Ridiculous.
It is. It is. Let's see here. Interest rates jumped to highest levels in 22 years on July 25th. Wildfires in Hawaii wipe out a town and kill 99. Now, as of maybe as of 2 or 3 weeks ago, that death count in Maui just ticked upward to 100. That's the official death count out of the thousands that had been reported missing. The children, who we never got any kind of reasonable explanation as to where they all went, what was going on. To this day, the death count is only 100. At the time of this publishing, it was 99.
Why?
I don't know.
How is that possible?
First of all, it's such an isolated situation out there that the mainstream media, the corporate media, they had long since pulled the plug on their coverage of what was going on in Maui. So for a time, we were just relying on anybody that was out there in the area that was willing to do all the on-the-ground reporting and pretty much, upload whatever they have to the internet and just start this daisy chain effect of sharing information. But even that slowed to a trickle after a while. But we had seen enough. We had seen enough about the response, about the failed failed response, the press conference afterwards, all of the inability to give information, the fact that we had some transplants, law enforcement transplants from the Las Vegas shooting, some of the Las Vegas shooting law enforcement people out there. I think the sheriff had been transplanted out there in an official capacity. It was just nuts, the coincidences, if you want to call them that. Yeah, and then let's not also forget about the talks of directed energy weapons and the blue roofs and things like that. That was very compelling stuff. Things that we have seen all over the place when it comes to wildfires recently. Just the strange, anomalous destruction. Anyway. 2023 summer declared the hottest on record. President Joe Biden's son charged by federal grand jury. Oh, that went a lot. That went far. Baltimore Catholic Archdiocese files for bankruptcy. Well, it's Baltimore. Senator Dianne Feinstein dies on September 29th. Hamas on October 7th. See, we're going from September. We're already in October. Then, of course, we had Israel and Hamas. That flares up on October 7th. A gunman in Maine. Matthew Perry dies right around the time. Wow. That was a couple of days before Halloween? I thought that was... That feels like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was a whole summer of abortion. Everybody trying to get abortion rights here and there in red states, Ohio, bent the knee, and then, I don't know. Rosalind Carter dies on November 19th. That's all we have from this particular list. And Jimmy Carter lives on. He's been in hospice for about 18 years. So that's just a little bit of a review of what we got going on. So the lines are open now. 914-200-0269. What was left off of that list that it was either big news or big news in quiet places? And you can also just call in with your predictions now. Let's just get it going, and we'll start rattling things off. There you go, 914-200-0269. In the meantime, let's go over to the Babylon Bee, because we haven't done this in a while, and it's the end of the year. Here we go. First one up. Headline: Colorado bans Trump from running over concerns usual election rigging system could fail. Headline: these fine citizens may really have a point, and I'd like to learn more about their cause. Thinks driver blocked by protesters for 3 hours. Yes, I don't know anybody who is not ready to get out of their cars and drag these people by their hairs, whatever hairs they have left, and just throw them over the side of the overpass at this point. And I see a lot more people getting fed up, and I like it. I got to be honest, I like it a lot. Let's take a call. 719, you're on the air. What have we missed, or what is your prediction?
Okay, it would be my prediction. Hey, Frank, Matt, Tony, hope you guys are doing good.
Hello, we're doing well.
Anyway, back in '92, I was produce manager at a grocery store, and I cut my finger, and I get a line call from it says produce line 1. I pick up the phone. It's my mom, and she says, "Are you okay?" The second thing is, about 6 years ago, I was homeless and had a little building, and a friend of mine had a little building, and the actual fence got on fire. But what happened was I laid down. We were half drunk. I laid down, and I hear, "Get up and go outside," and in my ear. And then I look around, so I snuggle back up, and I hear, "Get up and go outside right now." I go out. We had a campfire. Well, the winds in Colorado pick up in the evening and at night, and it blew the embers into the fence. It was a wooden fence, caught that on fire. And we had 60 acres of brush right across a creek. So I was woken up. Now, on November 18th of this year, I'm laying in bed. It's 4:30 in the morning, and I'm woken up, and all I hear is February 10th, and now I'm like, what? And I hear it louder, February 10th. So predictions, I don't know what it would mean, but with past experiences, even ghosts in Texas, we had all kinds of stuff happen. So we had a gallon mason jar, fill it halfway up with pinto beans, put a little piggy face in there, fill the rest up with pinto beans, and you set it on a shelf. And it's called pork and beans in Texas, because you see the little piggy, pork, and then you have beans.
Right.
Well, in '92, in Mesquite, Box Springs, Texas, right on the edge of Dallas County, or it is Dallas County, but Dallas city limits. Me, Jose, and Carol, we were landscapers, and we were in the living room watching the Gulf War. And all of a sudden, it's a big country house, tile floor, high shelves, and above the stove and stuff. All of a sudden, we hear crash, glass, and we hear beans spill across the floor. So I get up, I'm like, what the hell was that? And Jose's on the couch, Carolyn's in the chair. I jump up off the love seat. I run because there's a partition, a counter in between the living room and kitchen. And I look, and that mason jar is standing straight up in the middle of the floor. We didn't have cell phones in '92. I looked to my left, or actually I said, "Oh no." Carol came and saw it. She went, "Oh shit." And then Jose, he's Mexican, he starts cussing in Spanish. Well, I looked to my left, I grabbed the phone off the wall, and I called my brother. I left a Z28, I left bed, clothes, everything.
Wait, sir, I'm confused. I'm confused as to what's even happening right now. At first I thought that you're giving me some qualifiers as to, okay, you're a little bit more precognizant, or you have this voice, the February 10th, and now I don't understand the Jose the Mexican and the beans, and you don't have a camera around. Well, what does it all have to do with each other?
Things have happened in the past.
Okay.
But mainly, I was told February 10th, and that was just a story about ghosts in Texas, and that's real. But
okay.
Anyway, as far as Kroger, and then
all right. So February 10th. Oh, here. So what's your first name? Because I want to write this down.
Oh, Edward.
All right, Edward from Texas.
Yeah.
Edward from Texas, February 10th. That's all I'm going to put down. I'm going to make it bold. You don't have any context as to what is going to happen. But on February 10th, if something pops up, we're going to have this on the record now. So thank you for the call, Edward.
You got it, man.
There you go. I just want to be able to create that. Now, I knew that's what the first couple of stories were about. Just the fact that he had, somehow, something is getting him messages. Well, February 10th, we're putting that down. All right. Let's see here. Jose and the Beans. The Mexican jumping beans, I guess. All right, let's go. 914-200-0269. 914. Let's take a call. 269, you're on the air. Go ahead with your either prediction or what we forgot on the review.
Okay, well, here's the real news. Okay, Maui fires were a direct energy weapon.
Okay.
The submarine that sunk, the occupants of that submarine, one of them was the owner of that giant railroad tanker of whatever and hydrous ammonia, whatever that went missing, and the other occupants were surviving members of the Titanic family that survived the Titanic crash. Let's see.
Do you have a prediction?
The prediction?
Yes, for 2024.
Yeah. The name Jesus is going to be forced to be on everybody's tongues around the world. Mainstream media will not be able to cut people off when they go to mention Jesus' name like they do every time someone goes to give glory to God through Jesus' name. Oh, all of a sudden technical difficulties. Okay. Well, I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles when you're, a Christian and you believe in God.
So is there any reason? Do you see any particular catalyst for that? Is it going to be a celestial event? Is it going to be what is it going to be?
It's kind of already taking place right now. There's a crypto coin that it's Jesus coin, and you can look it up. And it is a limited printed, and God is in activity all over this coin. And it, from beginning of creation, look up Maker Lee on YouTube.
Okay.
He is the creator of it, and he created 777 trillion, billion, million, 100,000, or 100 coins, and then he burned 80% on Christmas Day this year. Burned 80%, locked.
Okay, so who do I put this? Who do I put this under? What's the name?
This is GZ, bro.
What's GZ?
GZ from the landline, man. Come on, Jesus drives a minivan.
Jesus. Is this General Zero?
Yes.
Okay,
sir.
so General. Thank you so much for the call, General Zero. That was a nice one. We have Jesus' name is going to be forced onto everyone's tongues around the world, and Jesus coin is
blasphemy.
Jesus coin is going to blow up and it seems like it's already inflated.
It seems like sacrilegious.
It seems like
Jesus coin.
I know he went in there and he beat everybody up in the temple. The money changers there, and now there's a already inflated digital coin in his name.
Started by Satan.
Okay, so I'm just putting that there. Jesus coin. Be on the lookout for that, everybody. That's the next big one. All right, 641, you're on the air.
So, Frank, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So, I have a Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was just the prediction is going to be sometime next year. I think they're going to stage a cyber attack on the banking system and steal everybody's money, and they'll use that, to usher in the CBDC amongst many other, authoritarian type things. How much money
is going to be stolen? That sounds like a big heist.
Yeah. Well, everybody's money. Honestly, I don't know how for certain, but I think it's going to put everybody in such a financial bind that they will say, okay, I'll take it. Let's do the digital programmable money, and then that will just escalate to
okay. Give me
more control.
Give me a first name.
Jeff.
Okay, so Jeff. Cyber attack on banking system. DigiDollar will be the cure. All right, Jeff. Thank you for that. Did you enjoy your year with us this year?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Very much so.
Great. Well, I hope I hear from you more in 24.
All right, sounds good. And you guys have a good night.
Okay, there you go. Listen, there's already been quite the predicate that has been laid and a preview for any number of catalysts that bring us to the digital dollar's door. I mean, they've been testing it, as they call it. Anytime that these people start testing something, it's a fait accompli. It's already in the works. They're just manufacturing consent a little bit more at accelerated pace. Let's take another call over here. 314, you're on with me, Anthony, with Matt, and we are talking about big headlines and predictions for the future year.
Hi, Frank. It's Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Hi, Anthony and Matt.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I predict everyone listening to this program tonight will be alive and well by next year at the same time.
Okay.
And anybody I'm an optimist. Anybody, buckle your seats, right, Anthony? But anybody that invests in gold and silver, I think we're going to go right back to gold and silver back dollar. We're all going to be rich too if anybody invests anything into that. And the rest, you guys know what's coming, but at least you can take advantage of some of it. And enjoy your new year.
Okay, well there's a prediction and a wish. Thank you so much, Patrick. Patrick says that gold and silver will reign supreme again. That is the opposite of what Jeff is saying. Pat has also predicted that every last person who's watching this show right now is going to be alive this time next year, which is very comforting to me.
Can't say that for myself. All depends on one fateful November night.
What's a November night? Oh,
the election.
That's right. That's right.
My life's on the line.
Any election predictions?
They're gonna cheat.
Oh yeah, they're going to cheat. They're doing it right now. I mean, what do you think the Maine thing and the Colorado thing is?
I saw that. I saw it.
It's just you know when you were dealing with a third grader or a first grader, just a child, and you know what they're doing, like they got their hand in the cookie jar, or they're trying to manipulate you in some way, trying to sneak themselves closer to a snack that they want, or whatever the hell it is. You just know a very weak attempt at trying to get something you want in a quick, illegitimate, corner cutting kind of a way. And you can just look at the child and be like, okay, they are those children. Only thing is that instead of it just, being me, Lauren, and then, trying to temper Aurora's quest for another cookie, it is the children now control billion-dollar news organizations. They control the judicial system. They're all ideological brethren. It's like their fantasies, their desires, they just twist arms and break legs until they get what they want. They can sneak their hands into the cookie jar, and then they can frame it up however the hell they want it to the next day in the news. It's just so obvious what's going on. They'll scoff at you, roll their eyes, and say, "Prove it." And then anything you give them, they'll move the goalpost and say that. So that's where we're at. It's just sick. And when people were asking me in 2020, I'm sure a lot of people out there are answering the question the same way. So, what do you think? You think Trump's going to be Biden in 2020? So the only question here is whether or not the fraud can be overcome. And that has nothing to do with whether or not you want Donald Trump to be president again. It's just that there is no statistical way you can beat him in a fair election. None. You don't have to like the guy to acknowledge that. It's just incredible. Every time they indict him, he goes up another 4 or 5 points. He gets COVID and he goes up 3 points. It's just the way it is. Of course, it's going to be cheating, and if that becomes too obvious, then who knows? Who knows what switches they're going to flip? Let's take a call over here. 808. So we're coming from Hawaii. What's going on, Hawaii?
Hey, aloha, boy. How's it going?
How are you?
I'm good. This is Brooke in Metro Oahu. Anyway, I got a prediction for you.
Great.
I don't know if you remember I told you about the UFO, but anyway.
Wait. Is this the purple underwater UFO?
No, this was the one that flew over me and my brother.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was like a yellow submarine.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, go ahead.
But
Hold on.
Is that
wait, you broke up. Try again.
okay? My prediction is that everybody here is going to know who really is running the show. It's going to all be exposed. It's going to be all brought to be light. And people are going to see aliens.
Sounds like you're choking on cum.
Yeah, I can't hear you. But the one thing
you couldn't?
the one thing that cut through was all going to be exposed. So
leave it at that.
So you think that everything, all unfriendly parties to mankind are going to be exposed in 24?
All the Hollywood stars.
Okay, well, I'm sorry I can't take that much farther, but that's our friend from Hawaii, all the Hollywood stars, and then
They're all going to be on Epstein's client list. And you want to know what else is going to happen?
What's going to happen?
This year, JFK Jr.'s coming back, Princess Diana's coming back, JFK's coming back.
That's right. I can't wait to see JFK.
Did you hear that it just came out that his head just did that?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, we had covered that back in 2017 about his head was actually inflating with air that day, and it just blew up. They knew that it was going to go one way or another. All right, let's go.
Have you heard? Hold on.
What?
Have you heard that there's going to be people are predicting that the U.S. is going to get invaded this year?
Well, we have been already.
But no. I mean like an actual invasion. Like the entire world's going to gang up on us.
I don't know about the entire world doing that.
We can beat them.
I've heard. Well, maybe individuals. I mean, we have a native population of tens of millions of vets. How many millions of combat veterans do we have that are just retired and living their lives? How many hundreds of millions of firearms, and that's it. If you think it'd be hard, you think it would be hard to really outflank, goat farmers in Afghanistan, then I think that you're going to have your hands a little bit more full over here in the United States if you're going to start that startup. But over the years, there's been plenty of talk about Chinese military amassing on the Canadian border or somewhere underground in Minnesota, or we've heard that stuff all the time. But there should be no minimizing what's going on at the southern border right now. We're talking about dozens of standing armies worth of people from all over the world. Africa, Asia, Central and South America is actually small beans compared to what's coming in here that we have no clue what's going on. No clue. And that's been going on for generations. We're talking tens of millions of people that are in this country that are unaccountable. The fact that they wanted to shut everything down over a virus when they allow that to happen at the southern border just lets you know this is an operation. They're running it meticulously, and they hate us. That's all. So as far as an invading army goes, I really do like that idea. I really do think that there is a lot of potential in the theory that eventually, as a part of some kind of blanket amnesty for all the tens of millions of illegal aliens, these foreign nationals that have been coaxed here to help destroy America, is that as a part of amnesty, they are going to give, they're going to give all of the single military age males the ability to go and join the armed forces. And then essentially what you would have there are you have a UN army in American battle fatigues. That's really what you would have. You don't need blue helmets there. You're importing military age males by the tens of millions from all over the world, and you know that that there has to be some kind of way to legitimize these people in the United States. They've got to consider opening up military service for them soon. They got to. Hey, we'll teach you how to speak English. We'll make you an American citizen. Help us fight the war against all the tyrants of the world, Russia, blah blah blah. Because they can't recruit American youth anymore. We're completely out of shape, mentally soft. So I think it's a really interesting and plausible theory that the real UN invasion is just going to look like an American army, but it's going to be mostly illegal immigrants. So. Anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on our intermission now. I invite you all over to quitefrankly.tv, to pilled.net. The links have been tweeted out. They've been put into the description below. Right underneath the description, there they are. 2 clicks and you're over. There's no paywall. You're hanging out with us. And please become a sponsor of the show on Subscribestar. If you ever want to see this show get out there and be available in its full 2 hours again, that day is coming, no doubt about it, but trust me, be a part of the bigger operation in 24. For now, there's so many awesome predictions coming in. There's more coming in on the phone. Don't miss it. It's 2 clicks. I'd love to have you with us, so join us now. We'll be right back.
It's intermission time, folks.
The rest of the show is available exclusively at pilled.net. Follow the link in the description of the episode. Get signed up. It's that easy. Or head on over to quitefrankly.tv. Just press play. No paywalls, no censorship, no strings attached. So head on over, quitefrankly.tv, powered by Foxhole, and pilled.net.
It's intermission time, folks. Time out to press the like button. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to intermission.
We'll be right back.